He went to Brazil as a Black Stars supporter, and today he's living in the US after applying or seeking for asylum. So, who am I speaking with? I'm going to tell you all about it. So, I've been sharing on social media bits of my highlights from my recent trip to the US, and it's been quite an eventful trip. So, every now and then, I will be going back and sharing different experiences. So, this one is about Wahib. I hope that's the correct name. Wahab. So how did I meet him? I was going to pick up my son from school, I think, and I was at the hotel, so I requested for an Uber, and then it comes in. Obviously, when he saw my name, he realized that I'm a Ghanaian. I saw Wahab or Wahib, and for me, it could be from anywhere. So I get in, and then we start talking, and he says, "Oh, Ameyaw, you are Ghanaian, right?" I said yes. Even his speaking, his tone, his accent didn't sound very Ghanaian, not a typical Ghanaian accent. So I didn't make it off quickly to be that he was from Ghana. But then we kept talking, and one thing led to the other, and I think he was just talking about, I think he asked me what I was doing in the US, and I told him I would come for this, and then he also shared his experience. And while telling me the story, he started from how he was in Brazil for the 2014 World Cup. And I told him, well, I was there as well. I came to cover, and I said, so you were also part of the supporters? And he was like, yes. And he said, oh, after that he sought for asylum. And I was like, yes, I remember reading in the news that some Ghanaians had stayed over looking for asylum and pushing that they were being persecuted back home in Ghana, and so they needed that sort of safety out there. A lot of them talked about different issues, and then he went on to say that he actually went on the ticket of saying that he was a homosexual, and so he was being persecuted back home, and so that made it straight. But then it seemed his stay and his story was not that simple. So since 2014, he stayed in Brazil for 3 years, I believe, and then now started traveling up. He told me he had been to some other South American countries, and then ultimately ended up in the US. He also said that when he arrived in the US, I think he was detained for over 6 months by what was it called? It's not a home office. How do they call it in the US? I think it's also home office or something like that. But or ICE, immigration. So they kept him for 6 months doing checks here and there, and every time there was that possibility of him being deported. But ultimately, he got lucky. He got to stay in the US, and according to him, things have been better off for him now, to the point where he's able to take care of the family back home. And he said Nima, the first time I met him was like, when we were talking, he was like proudly from Nima. He mentioned it. And so he's taking care of the mother and has built a house for the mother already, and also had now invited his younger brother to come. And in fact, the younger brother had been there for less than a month or so, and is already working and making good money also. So it seems a lot of opportunity out there, and people grab it or are exposed to it in different ways. Wahab was more adventurous, and I mean, we've had people travel long distances to make it to Europe, through Libya and all of that, and we've seen the struggle that people go through, and all of them are not healthy, but at least Wahab went through a clever approach, I would say, and has made it this far. and he's happy, and I wish him all the very best. His younger brother has joined him as well. I'm waiting to see how it goes. Maybe randomly my next trip I may pick him again, and then I'll have some updates on that. So that's it. Stick and stay. Like I said, I'm going to be sharing lots of experiences. And I talked about her being detained for 6 months. Well, when I arrived in the US this time, I was held at the airport for a little over 20 minutes altogether, and I'm going to share that too in my next video. So stick and stay, keep sharing, keep commenting. God bless you. Bye bye.